Thanks for coming.
Hi,
Thank
guys.
you. Hey. All right.
Good morning. Welcome to our Saturday morning yoga practice. Let's make sure this is stable here. Um, Thank you so much for coming today. Hopefully, it's going to be an energizing flow for you to start off your weekend and Saturday. We're going to go ahead and get started in a nice, easy seated position. Just grounding through both sit bones. Maybe crossing your legs. And we'll welcome a nice deep breath here, elongating through the spine, allowing the crown of the head to reach tall. And a slow exhale as you relax. Let the shoulders melt. We'll start the practice with a breathing practice. So maybe allowing the gaze to soften, our eyes to close, and relaxing through the face. This is a crow's beak breath. We're going to purse our lips, make a little tiny slit through the lips. And we'll start with a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you also breathe out through this little slit through your lips. It's supposed to be a practice to kind of clear the lungs, clear the airways, just calm you down. We'll take 3 or 4 rounds. Deep inhales. Slow exhales. Taking one more round of this breath. Coming to relax. Noticing how you're feeling today. Just asking yourself, how you doing? Releasing any expectations for the practice. Just opening up to anything that may arise. We'll get started with some movements. Gently dropping the chin towards the chest. Rounding one ear to the shoulder. And the other ear to the other shoulder, getting into the neck here. If you'd like to drop the head all the way back, if that feels okay. And coming back through center, inhale long through the body. We'll exhale, just start to do some body circles over the knees. Kind of just taking the body around. And switching direction. Love it when everything starts to crack sometimes. We're going to come back through center and get into the arms here. We'll cross the right arm over the chest, pull it in. And then take that right arm behind the head, bending the elbow, letting the hand come to the center of the mid-back. Really sitting up tall here. If you'd like, take the left hand behind, try to interlace the fingertips or reach them towards each other, just opening into the shoulders. Releasing the left hand down next to you. The right arm is going to go overhead as we side bend, turn the gaze up towards the sky. And we'll start with some arm circles. Just some nice big circles. Inhale, we come back through center. We'll take it to the other side, left arm crosses over the chest. Bending the left elbow behind the head here, sitting tall, inhale. And on the exhale, the right hand releases down, left hand goes overhead, side bend, making sure to keep both sit bones grounded. Want to turn your armpit up to the ceiling. Feel like you're opening your chest and heart here. Inhale back up. Oh, we'll take some arm circles. Just a few nice big ones. Before lifting back up to center, walking the hands forward, maybe just bow here. Before lifting the hips, we're going to be coming into tabletop. Stacking knees under hips, shoulders over wrists. We're going to point the fingers back towards us, really pressing into the bottom, the back of the palm, and maybe just send the hips back a bit. Really releasing the forearms and just tucking the back toes. Just sit your hips back. You can release the hands if you'd like. Just kind of sit your hips back into your heels, stretch through the bottoms of the feet. And we're just gonna round the spine. So reaching the fingertips even more forward, try to round through the back. Let your head come down towards the mat, like you're in a child's pose, but our toes are tucked. On the inhale, we're gonna start some spinal waves. So we're gonna just kind of round through the spine, press the shoulder blades away as the hips draw forward. You can draw them forward as much as you like before opening the chest, kind of pulling the belly button down, lifting the hips back as you wave the spine back into a child's pose. We wave forward and wave it back. We're really trying to go for some spinal undulation movement, some waves here. Such a good thing for spine health. It can be really small waves or really big. Next time, coming forward, squeeze the glutes as you gently release the pelvis towards the ground. We're coming into a cobra, opening the chest, kind of pulling those shoulder blades back and down. And we'll exhale, release the chest all the way down. We'll do one more cobra here just to kind of find that, really pressing the bottoms of the feet or tops of the feet into the ground here. The pelvis will inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze the glutes here. Breathe deep into the abdomen, stretch it out. Exhale, release the chest down. The right elbow bends 90 degrees, elbow in line with the shoulder. We're going to just gently twist here, coming onto our right hip. Left hip stacks on the right. Maybe this left foot reaches back behind you. And you should really be feeling this in the shoulder, the front of the shoulder, a gentle twist even. We'll come back through center, take it to the other side. Left elbow bends 90 degrees out to the side, and we're going to stack onto the left hip. And we'll come back through center, interlacing the hands behind the back here. Maybe a slight bend in the elbows. We try to keep the palms connected. We're going to press the fist back behind as we try to lift the chest off the ground. Maybe you can lift the legs, lift the thighs as well. Find a locus here. Back strength, activating even into our solar plexus. Inhale and exhale, release, plant the hands. One more lift of the chest into a cobra. Before exhale, pushing the hips back onto the heels, rounding into a child's pose. We'll tuck the back toes. Inhale, start to lift the hips, straighten the knees, downward facing dog. Maybe finding some movement here first. We want to feel our ears falling away from the shoulders, our chest pressing back towards our belly, even pressing back towards the thigh, keeping an open chest. And maybe welcoming a deep cleansing breath, a deep inhale that expands the belly, but belly wide. And an audible exhale, open mouth, let it go. Another breath just like that. Just notice the longer you stay, the more you breathe, the more you settle and relax and find strength and the flexibility you need for the pose. Really just thinking about lifting those hips really high. We'll inhale, lift the heels onto the tippy toes. We're gonna walk our feet in towards our hands at the top of the mat, bending here generously into the knees and grabbing opposite elbows, bringing your biceps right next to your ears. We're gonna let ourselves dangle and hang. Everything's really loose in the upper body. We just let go in the shoulders. Everything is just hanging. We're gonna decompress the spine here, maybe add some sway side to side. On the next inhale, we'll straighten through the knees, bring our hands to our shins, halfway lift, really elongating through the spine. We're gonna sit down into a squat. So turning maybe the toes out and even a little bit wider, we're gonna take the hips down and back into a squat, really pushing the knees away. Inhale, we power it up to a standing. And we're gonna go back down. Exhale, releasing into a squat. It's okay if you can't get too low. Inhale, rising up. Exhale once more into a squat. And inhale, rising all the way up to standing. You can take your feet to hip distance, toes pointing forward. We'll just find a regular standing mountain pose, maybe palms face forward. We're tucking the pelvis, standing nice and tall, open chest, retracted shoulders. Let's go for a sun salutation here. So grounding through the feet, we'll inhale, reach arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. On the inhale, halfway lengthen, straight spine. Exhale, plant the hands. We're stepping it back into our plank on the same exhale. We're going to lower to the ground. You can drop the knees, drop the chest, or take a chaturanga push-up, bending the elbows 90 degrees, tuck them in. On the inhale, we press forward and up, upward. Facing dog, maybe you can really press through the tops of the feet and the hands to lift the thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Another deep cleansing breath here. You should really feel the stretch in the hamstrings. It's a big hamstring opening. And on the next inhale, we'll lift the heels, bend the knees. Maybe you take one step forward this time to the hands, releasing into a fold. Before rising, inhale all the way up to standing. And releasing, maybe hands by your side or your hands to heart center. We'll go one more round there. We'll take a nice deep inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, and we're lowering to the ground, low push up. Inhale, pressing the chest forward and up, squeezing the glutes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Really just thinking about the shoulders even here too, drawing them back into their place. On the next inhale, lifting through the heels, bending through the knees, maybe stepping or even taking a little hop to the top of the mat, releasing into a fold. Before inhale, rising all the way up to standing. And exhale, release. Beautiful. We're going to go through a standing sequence. Maybe a little challenging at some points, but you'll go do what you can. Do what you can. All right, we're going to start in our standing, and we're going to just take it back like we're doing a sun salutation. Add some more on.
Do what you can. That's right. Do what you can.
Do what you can. On the next inhale, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And exhale, we take it back into our plank, lowering to the ground. Whenever you're inhaling, we come up, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take the left foot to the middle of the mat. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. We'll try to keep the hips square down here. Should feel it a lot more in the glute. And then we'll bend into the knee, stack the hips right on top of left. Just kind of pull that foot towards your glute, the right foot towards the left glute. Maybe draw some knee circles if it feels okay. Switching direction. And squaring the hips out. Inhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. We're going to really press the shoulder blades away from each other, rising onto the left toes to give us the space to step that right foot in between the hands. Dropping the back knee down into a low lunge. You can keep the hands grounded, just focus on lengthening the spine, opening the chest. Or maybe you reach the arms up right by your ears, just maybe taking a gentle back bend as you sink the hips as far forward as you can. Exhale, releasing both hands inside of this right foot and heel toe the right foot out to the outer edge of the mat. Opening to the hips a bit more in our lizard pose. If you'd like, you can gently press this right knee away, kind of rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot. Here, maybe you even take a little twist. You press the right hand into the right knee, and you kind of use that as leverage to open the heart towards the ceiling. Or maybe you go deeper, bending that back foot in. And it's okay if you can't reach it yet. You could just start with bending it in towards you. Or you can try to reach that foot with your hand and draw the foot in a bit closer towards the glutes. Feel it in the quad. Still twisting the chest open towards the sky. We'll exhale, release the back foot down. We're going to heel toe this front foot back in between our hands. So low lunge and shift the hips back, straighten through the front leg. Left hip draws forward, right hip draws back, and maybe flex through the foot. We're inhale, lengthening through the spine. We want to feel like our belly is reaching for the thigh and our chest is staying open. We're going to tuck the back toes and ground through the back foot, stepping it in just a little bit and pointing the toes out to the corner. We find like a pyramid stance. Both knees are straight, our hips are square towards the front of the mat. Maybe using even blocks on your hands if it's really hard for you to find this fold, or allowing a slight bend in the front knee could really help as well. We'll walk the hands a bit forward here. We're going to be lifting off the back foot, grounding through the right hand. We stack left hip on top of right, reach the left arm up to the sky, finding a half moon, flexing through the left foot. It's a balancing challenge here. We're stacking hips, stacking shoulders. We're going to bend into the right knee and gently ground through the back left foot. Reach the arms up, warrior two. A deep bend in the front knee here. We activate through the glutes, tuck the pelvis. Inhaling, focusing the gaze, the shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, left hand draws back the leg, right hand reaches over, peaceful warrior. And exhale, come forward. This front forearm falls onto the knee, and the back hand reaches overhead for a side angle. We want to really stay low, deep bend in that front knee to help us get into the hips here. Inhale, we stand up once again. This time we'll straighten through the front leg as we take another peaceful reverse, reaching the front arm back overhead. And we're going to come forward this time into our triangle pose, arms to a T. We kind of pull the fingertips forward as we hinge over our side body. And we want to keep length through this left side, stay lifted, turn the gaze up. We'll inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, bending into the front knee. Take a high lunge, kind of a balancing transition even. Really straight and active through the back leg. Reach the arms up for a nice inhale. And exhale, we're going to gently lean forward. And again, lift off the back toes, this time in a warrior three balance. So just kind of coming to a T, you can drop the hands on the ground, squaring the hips, straightening through the legs. We're going to ground through the hands here. One last final push. We're going to lift that left leg as high as you can into the sky, letting the chest fall towards the thigh. We're finding a standing split here. Active, really engaging through the glutes. Before exhale, releasing the left foot down. Taking a fold. And before rising, rounding the spine all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Maybe shake it out. We're going to go for the other side. It's a lot, but now you have an idea of how it will go. So we'll start in a nice standing position again, just work through our sun salutation before diving in. Taking a nice deep inhale, arms overhead. Before exhale, forward folding. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, lower to the ground. On the inhale, pressing the chest forward and up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to take the right foot now in the middle of the mat. Lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog. keeping that knee pointing down. And we'll stack the hips, so bending the left foot, stack left hip on top of the right. Maybe welcoming some knee circles here. Switching direction. Squaring the hips. We draw the knee in, inhale. Step the foot in between the hands. Low lunge, drop the back knee. Finding your low lunge variation here. Maybe you lift the arms overhead, really squeezing into the glutes, engaging through the quad. Releasing both hands inside of the left foot. We'll heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Finding a lizard pose. There's so many variations to take here. If you know any, feel free. We're gonna go for a twist if you'd like to join. Just gently pushing the left knee away from you, rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot. Or maybe we press the left hand into the left knee, just kind of twist the chest towards the ceiling. Maybe we draw the back foot in, grabbing a hold of the foot as you pull it into the glute. Just coming back to your breath through any discomfort. Allowing your exhales to relax yourself a bit more. We'll release the back foot, come back through center, heel toe the foot in between the hands again for a low lunge. Before shifting the hips back, we straighten the front knee, flex the left toes. Our half split. It's okay if you can't fold very much. It's probably better even to use blocks to elevate. We'll tuck the back toes, step the back foot in into a pyramid stance. The back toes are pointing towards the right corner. We square the hips, take an inhale to lengthen the spine, and maybe you exhale, try to fold the belly towards the thigh. Inhaling, we're gonna walk the hands forward, half moon balance. The back leg lifts and flexes through the foot, and we're just stacking right hip on top of left. The right hand tries to reach up towards the ceiling, as well as your gaze. I'm gonna keep mine down. We'll bend into the standing leg, drop the foot behind you, reach the arms up into our warrior two. And really thinking about getting low in that front knee. Inhale, right hand draws back the leg, the left hand reaches overhead, peaceful warrior. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, back hand overhead, side angle. This is another one we want to think about shining our armpit up towards the ceiling, opening the chest up. Inhale, we reach it back again with the left arm. This time we're straightening through the front leg. Reverse triangle. Before exhaling with both straight legs, we're going to be folding over the side body, triangle, Trikonasana. Both legs straight. Sometimes it might feel better to shorten the stance here a little bit. And we'll rise up to a high lunge, sweep the arms forward, pivot the back foot forward. We bend into the front knee nice and deep. The back leg stays straight and active. Engage with the lower body's power and strength here. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, we lean forward. Coming into our warrior three, lift off the back toes, straighten through the knee. Try to maybe find a balance anywhere the arms can be, or maybe you ground them. If not already grounding the hands and lifting this right foot all the way up and back as high as you can, folding the body in towards the standing leg, standing split. Before exhale, releasing right foot to the left. Oh, release into a full bent knees maybe. Before rounding through the spine all the way up to standing. Arms overhead. We'll exhale, release. Feel free to shake it out. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take a little bit of a squat. So we'll open the toes again, finding our squat position. Release the hips down. Ooh, we did a lot of hip opening stretches, so maybe just seeing how this pose feels now. Maybe you're even feeling a bit tighter. We just did a lot of work. Maybe you're feeling a bit more open. We'll take an arm balance here. This is our crow pose. We did our crow's beak breath in the beginning. So we'll pair it with our crow pose arm balance. We're going to plant the hands. Sometimes it's kind of nice to point the fingers, the middle finger at least, towards the corners of the mat. And lift the hips, bending into the elbows. We're going to try to place our knees on our triceps. So it's kind of easier, I think, to go more towards the armpit than to be lower. But maybe just starting low on the arm is a nice way to start building the strength, building the balance for this pose. So you can start with maybe just lifting one foot, lifting the other foot. There's a lot that goes into this. You can make it more strengthening by kind of tilting the body upward, or you can make it more balancing by tilting the body parallel with the ground more forward. You're going to want to feel the sensation of your shoulder blades pressing away, like we're doing our cat pose, like we're rounding through our spine and really pressing the shoulder blades away. So just kind of experiment. If you're able to get your feet lifted off the ground and balance on the hands, you could try to pull the heels towards the glute. Finding a lot of strength here, activating through our core. We'll slowly come out. Ooh. If you'd like to play more, definitely go for it. We'll release right into a seated position. Finding a boat pose here. So working, if you maybe have some trouble, we'll work on some core strength, although it is a lot of upper body strength as well. We'll lean back, finding a V shape, V sit, a boat pose. Maybe lifting the feet off the ground here. Activating through the core and trying to keep a straight spine. Taking a few deep breaths. You can even try to straighten through the legs. That's okay. Wherever you're at, even in this pose, it's quite challenging because you'll notice maybe a difference between sitting on your tailbone and shifting the hips forward to sit on your sit bones. Shifting, yes. So it's a bit more challenging to sit on the sit bones, but that is the proper alignment for the pose instead of kind of rounding back to sit on your tailbone. Something I have to practice a lot. Whew. A balance and a strength. All right, we'll release. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Open the knees away. Find a nice butterfly pose. Maybe binding your hands around the feet, elongate through the spine, and just take a bow. Feel free to add some movement into your butterfly wings if you'd like. Beautiful. Inhaling back up. We're just going to uh, plant cross the legs, plant the hands forward here one more time, stepping the feet back into a downward facing dog. So we're just kind of winding down here a bit more. We're going to take this right knee forward in between our hands, kind of right knee to the right thumb. We find a pigeon. Pigeon stretch. We'll square the hips down, open the chest, lift through the heart center. Before exhaling, bowing, reaching that crown of the head forward as you fold over the front bent leg. So I guess I didn't really explain pigeon well going into this, but you'll want to really make sure the hips are squared down. We're not rolling on to our right hip. That right hip is lifting. You can even put a block underneath of it. We'll inhale back up with the chest, plant the hands, tuck the back toes. We're going to lift the hips straight in through this front knee. Try to keep this leg crossed over the body, the right leg. Both straight knees. We square the hips down. We're trying to feel this stretch in our IT band going down the side, the outer edge of the leg. And we'll step the right foot back into our downward facing dog. Take it to the left side. We bend into the left knee to the left thumb. As we sit our hips into our pigeon pose. The front foot is kind of what determines the intensity of the stretch. The more the foot is closer to your hips, kind of the less intense, the more you draw it away and make the front shin parallel to the front of the mat, the more intensity you might feel. We start with a nice inhale, lengthening, open it before exhale, bowing forward. Welcoming a few deep breaths to relax. We'll inhale, lift the chest, plant the hands. We're keeping the left foot crossed over the mat here as we tuck the back toes and lift the hip straight in the left knee. So you might have to readjust. That's okay. We're just trying to straighten this left leg across the body. And we'll step this left foot back into our downward facing dog. Beautiful. One more deep breath here. Lift the heels, bend the knees. We're going to step our feet forward, but try to take a seat here. As you do, like you're hopping through, we drop our hips, find a seat. We're going to round all the way down onto our backs, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. We extend the right leg straight, grabbing along the ankle, the foot, the toes, the shin. Just try to draw this leg in close to you. Before exhale, opening it out to the side. Inhaling back through center and exhale, drop this right leg all the way to the other side, a deep spinal twist here. So you can take a lot of variations with our deep spinal twist. My favorite is to kind of keep the other leg extended straight and pulling this bent knee across the body. So for me, the left hand is pressing the right knee towards the ground. The right hand is opening away, and I'm trying to ground through both shoulders as I twist. Turn the gaze over the right shoulder. And we'll focus the breath into the belly button. The inhale expands. The exhale draws the belly button back towards the spine. Another deep breath here. Full inhale and a long exhale. Push all the air out. Whenever you're ready, slowly coming back to center. Switching legs. Right leg extends, left knee hugs in. We extend the left leg straight, pulling the leg in close before opening it out to the side. And maybe bending the knee, drawing the knee all the way across the body into our deep spinal twist. Trying to keep both shoulder blades grounded, turning the gaze to the left. Another deep, full breath here. Just enjoying this time in the twist. Whenever you're ready, slowly releasing, hugging both knees in towards the chest. You could give yourself a little rock here, side to side. And we'll hug the knees in. Inhale, draw forehead to the knees to make a tight hug. Even this is so good for digestion. Giving yourself some love and thanks for being here, for showing up, for doing your yoga. We'll exhale, slowly release. Extending through the legs. Coming to find our final resting posture, Shavasana. Feeling free to open the arms out a bit, take up space. You can let your breath find a natural rhythm here. This is our last pose of complete relaxation. So letting go through the forehead, the jaw, letting your body feel heavy in the ground. I welcome you to stay and enjoy the Shavasana much longer. It's the most important pose, as most teachers will say. The rest you deserve, the rest your body needs. Letting your brain relax. I'm just going to gently flow out, close the practice if you'd like to join me. But as I said, feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Maybe taking a nice deep inhale and reaching arms overhead, giving yourself a full body stretch before rolling onto either side in a fetal position. before making your way to a gentle seat whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to close with one last breath here. Nice deep inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, and a gentle bow to yourself in gratitude. I also bow to you in gratitude. Thank you for being here, flowing with me. It's always so much nicer to have people to flow with. And I hope you have a wonderful, energized, restful weekend. Peace. Thank
Namaste.
you.
Thank you